I do the same thing, like data. Most people will say data. I say data all the time, or vice versa. Everybody says things differently. So I'll try one of these other modes here. I'm sadly gonna we'll go go-karting because it's just we'll do the super kart rally. I'm really excited for this. I went karting once as a kid. It's not something I've done a lot, but when I was a kid, I drove around on this really short racetrack. It was like a NASCAR track, except it was more like half a block. And I was so excited, I waved to my dad and crashed straight into the wall. And I know I'm not the only person who's ever done that. I know that to be true, but it was the first time I ever went karting, and they had to take me to the hospital because I drove straight into the wall. They told me I would have a sprained ankle within about 2 days. Never had a sprained ankle. Never have had one since, so I was rather surprised by that, but happy about that because, you know, sprained ankles suck major balls. I apparently just turned in reverse. I have no idea what the hell that was. Like, I slipped on an oil patch because some dumb fucking idiot puts an oil patch in the middle of a go-kart track. It's like, hey kids, let's put a whole bunch of hazards up. I'm expecting like halfway through here there's gonna be like a giant ring of fire. There's some fucking lightning will come down and strike us. This is ridiculous. Maybe there'll be an invisible coin block in the middle of the road. I wouldn't put it past this game. See, and somebody just spun out right in front of me. Nothing happened. They just spun out. I'm starting to get the hang of this. The braking's a bit weird. I haven't touched any of the other buttons. I just pretty much slow down. So I wasn't sure if you actually could brake in this game. But it's kind of a relaxing game. I mean, I'm going a whole 58 miles per hour, which is F-Zero type of speed, but you know, it's soothing to play something like this. It has its moments. I'm actually curious to look this up though. I didn't even look it up. I knew it wasn't a popular game because nobody's played this. I've never heard of it in my life. And I used to play a lot of computer racing games when I was younger. I played like the indie racing games with like Scott Pruitt and IRL whatever year. And I've always been a big racing fan as far as the games go. I haven't really watched much racing ever since Jacques Villeneuve started sucking, and he was Canadian, right? So you had to cheer on a Canadian doing so well internationally. But you know, I mean, I guess that's my same excuse for watching figure skating, and I am openly admitting to that here. When I was younger, I did watch figure skating. Elvis Stoico, and then he pulled a groin, and he looked hilarious. That's got to be the one funniest thing about ice sports is how almost everybody ends up pulling a groin at some point. But anyways, so this is Al Unser Jr.'s racing, and I think this would be a lot better online. I don't understand how I'm like 15 seconds off these best times though. I mean, I know it's the first time I'm playing it, but how much harder could it be than the way it currently is? So we'll go to the last mode here. We're gonna use, kind of looks like an older Corvette. I'm trying to think of what the car actually is, but I just love how everything's like, the sound, everything is just completely 80s, despite coming out, I'm not sure when this one came out, I believe it was 92 or 93, and I keep forgetting to shift up. I hate manual. I don't play manual in any games. As you can see, we can do some awesome drifting. Doesn't mean the cars in front of me just go like completely sideways. It's like they're playing Ridge Racer. Al Unser Jr.'s Ridge Racer. This is ridiculous. Handling on this car I'm using is pretty good. I haven't had to brake it. The unfortunate part of this game is there's really no other modes. Like, I think there's 3 tracks per area, and you race it, and that's all you do. I mean, you you can spend a lot of time beating the times, but there's nothing more to this game. And I have to say I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the racing games where there's actually a lot of stuff to unlock. And I know that's why I played Gran Turismo for a long time. But yeah, Gran Turismo got boring too. I probably only got through like 30 or 40%, and then I was like, well, I have a life, unfortunately. And that's the thing, I do that with a lot of games. I'll get like 80 or 90% complete and then just never finish it. I did that with Persona 3. I played it so much for 2 weeks that I had got almost every Persona, I had been leveling up all my characters, and then I was like, I'm on the 200th floor, I think I'm good now. And I haven't gone back to it since. I'm bad at that. I'm a huge procrastinator, and I find that while I love video games, I get bored of any video game I overplay very quickly. That's why I can never play MMO games. Every time I try them, I'll play for the week or two and be like, this is amazing, but I can't keep playing it. And that's why I never understand how people can spend their entire life. That's what I get for putting my hand off the controller. I can never understand people who spend their entire life playing those games. I had one friend who had about 250 real-life days logged in Final Fantasy 11. And I played that game. I did play it, and, you know, it's great. You can spend, like, 60 days of your life just fishing. But what's the actual purpose of doing it? That's my question. And anyways, so, see if there's anything left in here. I don't think there is. There's just different tracks. There's more snowmobile racing. I have to say though, this game, you can't hear it, but the soundtrack in this game has to be one of the best I have heard. It's only 2 songs, but I mean, 2 of the best songs I ever heard on an SNES game. I'm pretty sure all you have to do is add a little bit of Chrono Trigger music and you have the best soundtrack ever. So anyways, I think I'm done playing this piece of shit, and I'll get back to working on the Barbie video, because I think after playing this, I need to play something of some quality. So again, I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, and I'll try uploading a couple more videos before the new year. I won't have a lot of time, but I'll do my best. So have a good one, everybody.